So hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. So we were going to go over the stories that have been occurring in the VR space over the past day or two as I woke up this morning and there had been some incredible news in regards to a virtual reality title that I'm so pumped to play. So we're going to go over that. It's also going to be the first Quest 2 exclusive, which is pretty juicy, and we've also got some really interesting pieces as well to go over. So I'm going to start off with this one first. The Nvidia expects supply shortage to last much of this year, which is kind of scary because we've all been wanting one of those 30 series GPUs, and ever since they've announced it, they've been incredibly hard to come by, and because of that, the prices of the last gen cards have been jacked up and are now even more expensive. And we want to have some stunning visuals, the best experience possible, and for some reason this generation had like the biggest jump and the best value for money compared to what you're paying, because you can get cards that are cheaper this gen that are better than the last one. It's nuts. So Nvidia have said overall demand remains very strong and continues to exceed supply while our channel inventories remain quite lean. We expect demand to continue to exceed supply for much of this year, and we believe we will have sufficient supply to support sequential growth beyond Q1. And since we're now in April, Q1 has gone, I think they're referring to Q1 of 2022. So if you're looking for one of these cards, you're going to be struggling by the sounds of this till the end of this year and to the start of next year, which is a while off, isn't it? It is a while off, but it continues to talk about reasons for this, and they're not alone. This last year has been a pain for many businesses, causing shortages, for Oculus. They mentioned Samsung here, Global Foundries. This is just the pain, the aftermath that we're kind of dealing with now because of the recent events. But fingers crossed, you'll be able to get yourself a card very, very soon. Let's talk about this one because it's been popping up. You may have seen it on the Oculus App Store that there's this banner saying Oculus Subscriptions. And there's been some discussion around this, people worrying about a subscription-based kind of platform on Oculus, but it's not exactly that. They've kind of just coupled or grouped together all of the applications that are available that have a subscription service and put them into one space for you to check out. So they've got this blog post, Discover Premium Content with Subscriptions on the Oculus Quest platform. With app subscriptions, some of your favorite developers will be able to seamlessly deliver new content, exciting content, new tools, and features to their subscribers. App subscriptions will give you access to exclusive content from some of your favorite titles starting today. And this was yesterday, so this is now. Games such as FitXR, Rec Room, TribeXR Trip, Spatial, and VZ Fit. So FitXR, you may have played this as a fitness game. It's a bit like boxing, has dancing as well. This wasn't a subscription model, it was just paid for. And for some reason, they've decided to go the subscription route, even though games like Supernatural came out, those fitness games, and just got slated by the community, they've decided to do it anyway. But luckily, if you already own the game, you're going to get access to all of the content that you already own, all the DLC, so that's not being taken away from you if you were worried about that. So if you already bought the game, the content is going to remain, and you're also going to be eligible for a free trial that lasts 90 days on that subscription service, which is incredible. So if you already own that game and you're into VR fitness, 90 days, go nuts. But if you don't, they are offering a 7-day trial, which is not as fantastic. And the other one I want to touch on as well is Rec Room, because the user base of Rec Room is more, the demographic seems to be a bit younger. Every time I dive in, it's more of the younger lot. It's a free game. And they're doing this subscription, so on a monthly cost, you can get 6,000 tokens that you can spend, which is around $10. They also have a free 4-star item that they'll give you every week, and you're going to get exclusive access to the RR Plus section of the store. I have mixed feelings when a game like this, when the user base is predominantly, younger, that they have these kind of microtransactions in it. It's just like exactly what's happened with Fortnite. But, all of these games, everything here, all these subscriptions, the Spatial Productivity app, TribeXR if you're into your music, Trip for meditation, and VZ Fit. So it's all these like well-being fitness kind of applications that are going the subscription route. Not our games, thankfully. Let's move on to something a bit more positive. Survios are releasing a new game, and a game that just fills me with such nostalgia. This game, I had this game on a cassette. If you're old enough to remember that, you had games on cassettes, and you would load that into memory, and then you'd be able to play the game. I had this one, Bubble, back in the day. So when you first encountered them in 1986 of the arcade game Bubble, or in the 1994 release Puzzle Bobble, odds are you've got a soft spot for these dragons. Yes, got a soft spot for these dragons. This game may seem a bit crazy to some of you because it's just kind of like this weird puzzle. It's like the Candy Crush of its day. And Servios being part of this. So go from Creed to this is quite interesting. So this is coming to the Quest platform on May the 20th. So in this game, there's these bubbles, and you have this gun, the shooter, and you get given a bubble, and you can also tell what your next bubble is going to be. And you have to fire it into this collection. And if you get like 4 colors in a row, they'll pop. So it's kind of like a slightly different take on Tetris. So imagine that kind of style of gameplay on Tetris, but, you know, bubbles, popping bubbles, and trying to match colors. That's what this is instead. So in this game, you're going to have a story mode where you can make your way through 100 challenges, and there's some replayability there, as there's a 3-star rating, and if you want to max them out, you know, you keep going back, trying and mastering it. An infinite mode, so you can just keep going forever and try and get a high score, and an online dual mode, multiplayer in virtual reality, happy days. So you can do 1v1, this is great for couples, great for families, so it's one of those games where everyone can enjoy. And it's kind of slightly stimulating because there's some problem solving, even though it's this kind of simple gameplay, these simple mechanics. That is so nostalgic. Please comment down below if you played this game back in the day. So yeah, as I said, May 20th on the Oculus Quest platform. Now, this one, I love Resident Evil so much. It's one of my favorite franchises. I've got the Resident Evil Leon Kennedy chest pack up here, that collector's edition. I've got the Leon Kennedy t-shirt in the cupboard. Pop vinyls. I'm a big fan of this, and this was rumored, and I'm so happy to see this. This is one of the games I was talking about yesterday that I believe I remember being rumored, but I wasn't sure if it was coming, and then lo and behold, I wake up the next day and here it is, and it's going to be the very first Quest 2 exclusive. So we predicted that. We did say that there was a change on the Quest store, so it went from just saying Quest to now being Quest and Quest 2. But this is going to be so we kind of predicted that an exclusive was coming. And I can't believe it's this. So, Facebook just confirmed the news following the game's announcement. They did do a blog post saying that this game was coming. It's the 25th anniversary of the Resident Evil franchise, and we're celebrating in style with the news that Capcom is partnering with Oculus Studios and Armature Studios to bring us the survival horror game RE4 to VR exclusively for the Quest 2. And with this announcement did come a video with Mike Morishita, if I say that wrong, I'm sorry, talking about the 25th anniversary, showing us some gameplay, which looks fantastic. You kind of have that, so you're Leon, and you have that kind of first-person view, and it's so clearly Resident Evil 4. You can see it a mile off. So your first-person view, have your pistol, reloading mechanics, you've got your knife slashing as well, the free arm movement with the Las Plagos coming at you with their pitchforks. What a game. What an absolute game. I'm so excited, and I'm kind of scared of when we face off against the guy with the potato sack on his head and the chainsaw. I'm really excited for this. And when we bump into Ashley, and I had that thing where it would go, Leon! Oh no. Leon, you know, out of context, that may sound a little weird, but if you've played the game, you know what I'm on about. The game also isn't coming to PC VR, which is quite upsetting. As I said, it's a Quest 2 exclusive. So it's just the Quest 2. Maybe they did that because they wanted to focus on just delivering a game as best as it possibly be for Quest 2, not spending any time, you know, upgrading it for PC VR, because I know some people might be a bit upset if they wanted the PC VR experience, and then they end up playing a game that looked like it was playing on standalone hardware. So maybe that was the idea. Or they wanted the people to you know, buy Quest 2 units, because this is a system seller game, in my opinion. This is huge. This is potentially one of the biggest games coming to the Oculus Quest, these single-player story-driven games. This is massive, and I'm so excited to relive and play this reimagined Resident Evil 4. So happy. So hopefully we hear more about it on the 21st. Okay, this is an interesting story, because I wasn't actually aware of this, but people have been using the Oculus Quest 2, and they've been having skin irritations, reactions to the foam sitting on their face. And Facebook did confirm that this wasn't just the pressure of the headset resting on you, and it gives you those red marks, you know, the VR face. These were like bumps, rashes, and they confirmed that this wasn't the normal headset pressure. So people were concerned. Facebook did say that this was like 0.01%, a very tiny niche of users getting the Oculus Quest were having this problem. So they decided to do an investigation into it. And what was nice about this investigation is their findings were low. The issues that were causing these irritations were low. They were below standard. So really, they didn't have to do anything, but they did. So this is, look, let me give you some context, some insight. Let me read this quote from the report. After conducting a comprehensive investigation into this issue, we did not find any contamination or unexpected substances in our manufacturing process. We identified a few trace substances that are normally present in the manufacturing process, which could contribute to skin discomfort. And while we're already at levels below the industry standard, out of abundance of caution, we changed our process to reduce them even further. We've confirmed with expert dermatologists and toxicologists that these levels are considered extremely low. So while this issue has been reported to be a very small percentage of Quest users, with these changes, we believe that users are even less likely to experience irritation now. So, see, as I said, they didn't have to do that. They were below standard, but really great to see that they were still making changes for the benefit of the customer there. And it would also damage their reputation, so it's something they needed to do. But it's nice to see them, take action, not only just updating this headset and pushing, they are actually making changes that really, that's going to cost them money. That's effort for them on something they didn't really need to do, but benefits us. So I'm glad to see that. I like to use the silicone interface, so when it rests on your face, it's not absorbing oils, it's not absorbing sweat, and then you wouldn't get that irritation, and it's softer to the touch. So if you're worried about that, or you're having these sorts of concerns, buy that. I think it's a VR cover, or you can get some crazy, just normal standard ones on Amazon. So that's it from me today, guys. That's the news that's been occurring over the past couple of days. Thanks for coming to check out SteveKnows. Please subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.